What is up, everybody? Welcome to this video. So, how to feel blissful all the time? Well, you can do that by realizing that the physical reality you live in is not actually real. It's not actually there. It's not actually happening. There's no actual physical matter. It's all a dream. It's all a projection within your own consciousness. Okay, that's one thing to understand that. It's one thing to hear, but how do you go about actually experiencing that? How do you go about tripping out naturally and actually living the experience of things being empty, things being projections of consciousness? How do you do that? Well, I'm going to give you I'll give you two simple exercises you can do. Completely free. I should probably be charging for this because this is kind of awesome stuff that everyone should want in their life. It can change your life. So how do you do it? Well, the first method that I would recommend trying out is to simply use your imagination. So you're going to use your imagination to imagine that everything around you is made of your imagination. In other words, your higher consciousness is projecting all the objects in your environment right now into its exact place. And just imagine that there's no actual physical matter in any objects, in anything that you perceive, that it's all empty, that it's all just like holographic. And at first, you might not feel it, but when you stick with it for a few minutes of really focusing on objects and imagining that you can pass your hand right through them. But more importantly, imagine that you're placing those objects there with your mind, that your mind is generating all the objects, even the people that are in the environment. And just try this out. Try it out for 5 or 10 minutes straight, where you're going somewhere, you're driving, or you're walking somewhere, and just imagine that you're visualizing your body moving and walking. You're also visualizing the entire environment as if you're constructing it, as if you're creating it. And when you start doing this, you're going to really feel the truth of that. You're going to start to open up to you're going to start to open up to the reality that everything around you is actually being imagined by your own higher consciousness. It's literally creating everything around you. It's literally generating this video that you're watching. It is literally creating this whole video. It's made of your own imagination. Because we're living in a dream. It's not actually a real place. This is not actually solid. Nothing is solid. So just try this out. Try the perspective. Try on the perspective that everything around you is made of imagination, not of solid matter. That is made of this lightweight, holographic energy instead. So look at solid objects that you call solid. You label them solid, but they're not actually solid. You can't even experience solidity anyway. You can only imagine solidity. So why not change it to just seeing the truth, which is that it's all imagination to begin with. It's not actually solid. And it's not even really there either. If you try to find the actual object, you won't be able to. And without the senses. But that's a whole nother topic for another video about deconstructing reality. In this one, I want to share how to see that reality is just a dream, how to actually experience that. So that's number one. Number two, I was starting to get into that, which is to take an object. Let's take this candle, for example. And you're going to imagine that this candle is actually made of empty space. It's actually just appearing to be a candle, but it's not actually a candle. It's just not there. And you want to imagine that you can really try to visualize passing your hand right through it. This can be very powerful. Just do this for a few minutes. At first, you might not feel that it becomes empty. But when you do this over and over, you might start to feel that the candle or the object you're holding begins to feel more and more empty, like doesn't have any substance of its own. So you just do that over and over until you get a sensation of whatever object it is, or multiple objects, or even the whole environment, until you get a sensation where it feels like it's holographic. It feels like it's not real, almost. It feels like it's just like you're imagining that it's there, but it's not really there. And when you start experiencing this and you can apply it to the whole environment, it changes everything. It literally plugs you into a higher level of consciousness where there's all this knowledge and natural intelligence that can literally channel through your body. It can channel through your mind, which is all being imagined, but it can channel through you, and you can start to understand things like I do. You can start to know all these truths. They just start to naturally become self-evident because, the truth is already there. It's just a matter of finding it and realizing it. So look around and try this out. Try the perspective, number one, that everything is made of imagination and not made of physical matter. Number two, try out that exercise where you take an object, start with one object, and really try to get a sense of it being empty. Like really, and maybe you can do it immediately. Maybe you can just look at an object and you can just start to sense that it's actually like empty space. Like you could just pass right through it. Like it's not even there. Maybe you can do that. And once you can do it with one object, do it with multiple. And then once you can do it with multiple, do it with the whole environment, because why not? Try it out. And this is a high that I recommend that you can do all the time. It really doesn't impair you. If anything, it does enhance your ability to deal with this illusion, this world. It really increases your mental clarity and increases your joy levels, your bliss levels will go up naturally because this energy will start flowing more. When you have the illusion of physical matter, it can really slow down the energy flow. It can lower your frequency. But when you start to dissolve the physical matter aspect of everything, your vibration will start to go up higher, and you'll start to vibrate in a less dense frequency, and you'll start to feel it. You'll feel different. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel more amazing. My last tip, and this is one of the coolest things you can do, in my opinion, with this type of exploration, is try it with your own body. Instead of, most people are carrying around this, imagining that they have a big, heavy physical body. It's dense. It weighs a lot. No offense or anything. But they feel like they have this big, heavy, dense, solid body that they're lugging around, and it just feels so dense and heavy and tired. But what if you realize that there's no physical matter in this? So it's like, almost like you're walking around inside a lucid dream, and this body starts to feel like a lightweight, almost light as a feather, kind of like a dream projection of energy. And it doesn't feel solid anymore. So what happens if you try that out? You can do the same method that I told you about with an object, where you can make it feel like it's empty. Try that with your body. Try imagining that you can move your hand through the wall, or that you can just start floating up in the air. But try to imagine that your body is empty on the inside, and actually look at your direct experience. When you experience your body, what does it actually feel like? Does it really feel solid on the inside, or does it actually feel like on the inside of your body it kind of feels empty, right? Just take a look right now in your sensation of your body. Does it actually feel like there's solid bones in there? Or does it feel more like an energy? Does it feel more like a energy that's in a certain shape? Doesn't it feel more like energy and not really like a solid physical thing? I mean, I get it. When you do this, it feels solid, but when you just perceive directly with your sensations, it doesn't really feel solid. So try it out. Try out the perspective that this is all imagination, and definitely let me know how that goes for you. Also, subscribe, and I will see you guys in one of these videos or in the next video. Or both, or neither.